The unemployment rate in South Africa is diabolical. Currently, it's sitting at 32.7%. That is a huge percentage. But the question stands, what is it that we need to do as the youth and the future of South Africa? There's nothing else that we need to do other than creating jobs. If you're someone who is considering starting a business, as a founder and CEO, you have to look in the future. Whatever business idea that you come up with, it has to be something that when you look 50 years from now, you see it still being relevant. Let me talk about something that is kind of a hot issue at the moment. The AI music. I've noticed how most of the people, they are now jumping into creating music using AI. But the question is that sustainable? And what does it symbolize? My unpopular opinion is that the AI music just symbolizes the negative impact that artificial intelligence is having on us. But one thing that I've noticed, all AI music, they sound the same. All the voices, you can tell that it's AI. So my question still stands, is that sustainable? I don't think it's sustainable. All the music distribution companies will realize that AI music is actually not what is supposed to be publicized because it's having a negative impact on humanity, on the people who are real artists, people who are passionate about music. Somebody might ask, where am I going with this? Just hold on. Before we dive deep into this conversation, I just wanted to quickly urge you to double check if you're subscribed to this channel. And if you're not, please subscribe. I would really appreciate your support. It will help my channel to grow. A few months before I started my company, Vision Nexus, a company that incorporates of two business initiatives under it, Nexus Media and Nexus Property Investment. I struggled a lot to find a better business initiative, a business idea that I could see its sustainability for the next generations, a business idea that I could see that it's going to serve an important purpose and will make impact and create jobs in South Africa and beyond. I had to think a lot. I had to research a lot. But afterwards, I realized that, you know what? People will always need shelters, new development, retail shops, infrastructure. They are always going to need somebody who is in that sector. So this business, I developed it in such a way that it incorporates of the two components, Nexus Media, which includes this podcast, Daily Thoughts of a Visionary, my other podcast, Beyond the Vision, and all the other future podcasts that I'm gonna start hosting very soon. Now that will create jobs for the people, but not only that. Nexus Media is more based on promoting and marketing emerging to $1 billion businesses. Because what I've realized is that no matter how much the world may evolve, businesses will always require marketing and promotion of their products. If you look at ShopRite, Pick n Pay, Toyota, VW, Mercedes-Benz, any $1 billion company or multi-million company that you may think of, they need marketing of their product. They're still promoting their product to this day. No matter how long they've been in the business, they still need marketing. So that's something that is sustainable. It's something that no matter how the world can evolve, it will always be relevant. They will always need me because that's where I come in. I promote, I market their product to drive their sales. We all win, right? The other side, with the property investment, people will always need the housing. And not only that, people will need the residential housing, but businesses, they need infrastructure. There is new retail shops. People have different ideas. People are starting restaurants. They need infrastructure. And that's where I come in with the property investment. It's going to be helping to develop the infrastructure. And that's something that is always going to be relevant. Holistical meaning of Vision Nexus is where everything comes together in one place for a greater purpose. That is what my business is about. So to just quickly break the ice without getting you lost in this. I don't want to waste your time, but I'm sorry if I've already done that. If you're someone who is considering starting a business or trying to build a brand, you are not supposed to be looking on the current affairs only. The current is important. What matters as well is the past, because you have to learn from the past. You have to learn from the people who started businesses a long time ago. And I'm going to share with you why I'm saying the past also matters. So the past, the present, and the future, they matter. But what's more important is the future. As a founder and CEO, you have to look in the future. Whatever business idea that you come up with, it has to be something that when you look 50 years from now, you see it still being relevant. You see sustainability of it. You see it passing through from generation to generation. How do you see that? It has to be something that is offering the purpose that people will always need, like my business, Vision Nexus, right? So now, if you look at companies, the ones that I've mentioned, your ShopRite, your Pick and Pay, your Toyota, and your Tesla, if I may put it as well, these companies, the people who founded these companies back decades ago, they did not just look on the current at that moment. I'm sure for ShopRite, it might have started as a small tuck shop somewhere, right? But the person who founded that company had a vision. They had a vision, they looked in the future, and what they were trying to do was to build something that will be sustainable and relevant from generation to generation. And they've done exactly that. ShopRite has been consistently evolving. Pick and Pay has been consistently evolving. Tesla started at a point where we knew nothing about electric cars. It was unpopular. It was not something that, how we talk about it today. But electric vehicles, it's a thing in 2026. Elon Musk, when he started it, it wasn't a thing. Some people even thought he was delusional, right? And that's the same thing with what is happening right now. You have to look into the future. Don't just look at what is happening at the current, but the two most important things that you need to look at: the past, to learn from it and to grasp what the previous founders did or what they didn't do that you should do, or what they did that you should also implement. The future. What are you trying to achieve? What is the purpose that you're trying to serve? Is your business idea sustainable? Because these people who are making AI music right now, I believe they are not having a clear picture of what they want to achieve in the future. If I may talk about a very big musician from South Africa, Black Coffee, I have a video of him saying that he sees himself traveling the world. He want to have a gig in one continent, and then the next week he's having a gig in another continent. That was his vision about a decade ago, right? Look where he is today. He was not paying attention on what was happening currently at that moment. I'm sure he was very broke at that particular time. But today, he's a world icon. He's touring the world day to day, city to city, country to country, continent to continent. It started as a vision. He had a vision for the future, not for the current. He looked at what he was supposed to do so that he will forever be relevant from one decade to another. And is still relevant to this day. There are many musicians who were developing at his time, but some of them, they've died out because maybe they didn't have that picture. So whatever brand that you're trying to build, whatever business that you're trying to build, consider the future, because that is what is most important. You don't want to start something that 5 years down the line, it will no longer be relevant. Maybe it can be relevant. I'm not saying that considering the current is not important. You can start a business today and you can make some money now. That's fine if you just want money. But if you want something that will serve a purpose and that will go from generation to generation, that will leave a legacy for your family, you have to be looking in the future. You don't just consider the present. I hope that you hear that clearly. And this is the sole purpose of this video. If you're looking to start a business in 2026, consider the future. Don't just look at what is happening right now, because I can see a lot of people are getting caught up into this hot passion of the day. Jeff Bezos said one time that Don't focus on what is the hot passion of the day, but focus on what is going to serve a purpose. Because you can focus on what is the hot passion of the day, but when you do it, it may not fulfill you to the fulfillment that you were going to get when you focused on the future and the passion that you originally had. All right. It may give you the monetary value. That's okay. We know that. But somewhere, somehow, it's going to leave that space to say you didn't fulfill what was your real passion. So don't get me wrong. Do what you need to do to get the money, to support your family, to do whatever you want to do. But you have to have the bigger picture. You have to look into the future. What is it that you want to achieve? Is it going to be sustainable? Is it going to serve a purpose for 50 years from now? That's the kind of thinking that as a founder and CEO you need to have. So let me just share a few business ideas that I know even in the future from generation to generation. These are things that will always be relevant. If we look at the food security in South Africa, that's something that it's a problem right now. Food is very expensive. But the truth is that food is something that will always be relevant. What you mean? We will always need food. The whole world, no matter how the world can evolve, we are always going to need food because we need that to survive. There is many business ideas that you can come up with from the food security. Start a food retail shop. Just like ShopRite. It doesn't matter that you have ShopRite, Pick and Pay, Woolworth, or whatever. No, you can start your own. There is a brand here in KZN. It's called Take and Pay. It sounds like Pick and Pay, but it's a business. They're making sales and their prices are a bit lower than other retail shops that we are used to, but it's very successful, that business. Farming, something that people undermine a lot. People right now, they don't really consider farming because they feel like it's a hard labor, it's something that is not cute or whatsoever. Listen, it's not about the cuteness. It's not about being cute on the social media or when you're doing a business. It's about the purpose that you're serving and it's about the sustainability of it. Farming is something that is going to always be relevant. We get our food from the land that God gave us. That's something that if you start it, it may not be simple, it may not be easy, but it's something that I know decades to decades it will still be relevant. We want to have nice time, you know we have our traditional restaurants that we know, your ocean baskets, your cappuccinos, your whatever restaurant that you may name them, but it doesn't stand before you to say you can't start your own. You can start your own instead of going to buy a franchisee of somebody else and work for somebody else. Why don't you start building your own for the future? Make new initiatives that are focused on the future. Because when they started Doppio Zero, when they started Cappuccinos or whatever restaurant it is, they had a vision for the future at that particular time. Now we need someone who has a fresh vision for the future at this current time. There's nobody else if it's not you. That's why I started Vision Nexus. I've got the vision for the future, and that's where we're going. Property development. As I mentioned earlier, well, it's also part of my business. You may ask, Vision, how many properties you have? Well, I have 0 at the moment, but that's a business that I've started. And every single business started with branding. That's what I'm currently doing right now. Get me straight. So property development, that can be in housing, that can be in commercial. It's something that is always going to be relevant, guys. Construction, a property, you don't just start an idea and you don't just start a business and then it builds itself. No, it needs people who are going to build it. It needs construction companies, it needs plumbers, it needs electricians. Those are things that are always going to be sustainable. They're always going to be sustainable. You've got your water and energy resources. The issue that we're having currently in South Africa is the unclean water, and many people are not even aware of that. Because when you drink the water from the tap, you can taste it. It tastes differently from an area to area. It tastes differently. You go to Durban, the water in Durban tastes differently. You go to Johannesburg, the water in Johannesburg tastes differently. You go to Limpopo, the water in Limpopo tastes differently. But it's water. So the business ideas that can come out of this is water purification. It's a business, and there's many people who've been doing it. It doesn't prevent you from starting your own, because it's something that we know it's always going to be relevant. It's sustainable. Also, we are in the new energy era right now. Starting a company to supply battery power to different companies or to households or anything, they're and I'm really loving how other people have already got the picture for the future, that they decided to start the solar companies. They manufacture your batteries, your solar panels, and they supply. Some rich people, they buy solar panels for in case there is no electricity, and they install in their households. That's a business that is sustainable. Energy, we're always gonna need it, right? So, oh, not to forget one most important thing: education. That's something that we're always going to need. I'm what I am today because of education. I'm able to speak the ideas that I'm speaking with you guys right now because of education. Not just the traditional basic to high education. No, safety trainings. Those are things that you can start. It's a business that you can start, and you will be serving a purpose at the same time making profit, because that's what makes a business to be a business, making profit. Right? You can do safety trainings. You can do coaching. That's education. You can do online tutoring. That's education, and it's something that people are always gonna need. AI is not always gonna serve the purpose to the best level. It can do some work. I know that, I use it as well, but you have got to understand that it's not sustainable to rely solely on AI. You need to have ideas of your own. You need to have a clear picture of the future for you to build something that is going to be sustainable. I hope this video served a purpose for you, and please ensure that you subscribe. That will really help us, and to encourage me to keep going and keep on making these videos and keep on giving myself time to jot down some stuff, to do some research, so that I can come and speak to you, inspire, motivate, and encourage you. All in all, I'm done. It's late now.